What's up guys, Syiler here with AceGamesTV, and today we're going to be taking a look at the first boss in the Mogu'shan Vaults. This is a Mr. Pandaria raid. We're going to be doing it on 10-man difficulty, and this is the first raid test available on the Mr. Pandaria beta, so it's pretty exciting at the time. Remember, this is all beta, so it is subject to change, and we're going to be taking a look at the trash along with the boss. So the first trash pack you're going to face is the Stone Quilling. They won't look like trash at first, but once you get in range of them, they will aggro and come alive, and it's basically just focus down the Frenzied and AoE down the rest of them. Next up, we'll have these Enormous Quilling. When you pull these, you'll start getting this stacking debuff, which will turn you to stone once you hit 100 stacks. So it's recommended you don't pull 2 at a time. We end up pulling 2 at a time, which will obviously haste the stacks. And we all get turned to stone, but all that happens is the mob just resets. If it didn't reset, then that could end up being an issue, but it does, so it's all good. So once again, try and make sure you don't pull them both at the same time, and we do end up having a higher item level than we should have for this. Blizzard made it so everyone had like a certain item level for doing this raid, and it scaled all gear to a certain item level, so to be honest, like the gear that you had now wouldn't be what you'd be first doing this with. So just keep that in mind for when we kill that. It's not going to be quite this easy. And obviously they need to scale and things like that. And we do have another pack of these Stone Quilling, or another 2 packs to say. You can pull both of these at the same time if you've got a confident group. If not, I'd only recommend pulling one at a time, as they do quite a lot of damage to your tanks. So if you pull both, you'll probably end up wiping if you're not sure you can handle them. Final pack, once we get that out of the way, we can pull the boss. Now, at the moment on normal there's 3 Stone Quilling, there's meant to be 4, or Stone Guards. I don't know if there's meant to be 4 on normal or just heroic difficulty, but there is only 3, so they're the mechanics that we're going to go over. The main thing is that they'll all gain this energy, and once they reach a full bar of energy, they'll do like an overload, which causes a massive amount of damage to the raid, and you'll see how that's handled very shortly. And they all have their own sort of side ability, and when they're out of range of each other, they won't gain any energy. They can still attack, but they'll also take 90% reduced damage, so when they're out of the way, they don't really do anything apart from auto attacks, but they'll not gain any energy, and they can't really be damaged. So the way we handled this was to have one tank pull 2 of them, and the other tank have the other one to the side. And the one that's active, you'll tell it's active by this sort of tornado, and you'll have this debuff. So we've got the red one, so it's the Jasper one that's active at the moment. And what the debuff does is it'll slowly tick up, and when it hits 100 stacks, she'll turn to stone. But it'll also give you 80% fire reduction, so you want to have that debuff for the one that's going to overload. So as you see, we've got the red debuff, so when it overloads, like now, you have an 80% damage reduction, so it's not going to do much damage to you. And then what we were doing was, once that one's finished, we swap it out so we're not continuing to get stacks, so it deactivates basically. And then we pull in the active one. So we've got the Jade one now, and we're getting stacks, and it'll keep damage ticking up. Once it is the full stacks, it'll overload, causing massive amounts of damage, but because you've got the 80% damage reduction, it's very minimal. They'll also have their own little side attack, which is just basically a one-off attack. So the Jade does a Jade Shard, which will hit all the raid for 50k damage. The Jasper does a Cleave, which will hit all targets, the nearest 5 targets, for 65k, and its current target. The Cobalt will do a Cobalt Grasp, which will come from under the ground and inflict 40k damage under the player's feet, and prevent them from moving for 6 seconds. So not very advanced mechanics, and the boss will go down very easily if you just keep swapping out the inactive and the active ones. And that's pretty much the fight. So as I said, it's probably undertuned at the moment, not how it's meant to be. It is the first raid test that we had available. But that's a quick look at the fight. So I hope you've enjoyed the first look at Mogu'shan Vaults. We will be covering more of it in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.